Okay, I guess it's part two. Part one's still uploading. I did it on my cell phone, and maybe that's not the way to upload a 26-minute tech video. So, the CP199, this product here, has dried, and we're going to go ahead and put some top coat on. I don't see any reason to sand at this point. Kind of need some better light. It's not bad. Much different than a cell phone, huh? So I guess here we go. We'll try to direct the accessory stage lighting over here. Why not? So, same rules apply. Shake the heck out of the can. And I'm going to save the console for last. The retainer support for the cup holder, but we'll do that. That'll be a separate little step. I feel like I'm missing something here with my mask. Okay. The second verse, same as the first. We're going to cut in, and I think we got enough lighting. How's it look in the viewfinder? Oh yeah, there we go. So, there's a fresh can, so I always pop the chair in the fresh can. I don't know what beam pattern is. That's not bad. And this color is charcoal gray. They had a dark charcoal gray, but if the cap color says anything about it, the cap color matches. Look, so we're good. Paints like this dry darker. Now you see, I just did the inside of the recess. I didn't do the whole thing because I don't want it to run. Let's pop it in there. But I'll probably do 2 or 3 in the recesses first. I didn't get the inside of it. You know, that's why you do the recesses. You guys always miss a spot. Cutting in. That's where, if you ever heard the term jam gun. So I'll do the same thing here so you guys can see it. But I'm going to cut in first. Do the insides. This is durable stuff, man. I've had it on gauge pods, and you know, I've sat there and I've picked at them while I'm driving just to see if I could scratch it with a fingernail or a key, and I can't. But yeah, the cutting in is like kind of like prep work, you know, because you know you're gonna hit it when you go over it again. So just do the insides. Plus, I kind of want. This is kind of a good practice, you know, doing the inside of it. Although I like the Toyota markings, I'm gonna have to remember my little circle. That's sort of check off. It's funny. This says ASSY. No, this can't be reproduction. This is original. So cut in, cut in, cut in, cut in. Miss a spot. You cut in. Cutting in is just little bursts, micro bursts, and you know you want to be able to get behind everything. See? I did all that, and I didn't get any on my hands, but that's about to. I'm sure that's going to change. Some gloves. A glove. A good glove. Oh, here we go. Hospital gloves. Sorry to keep Christian crossing across the camera, but that'll improve, I think. If I shook this long enough. I actually store my aerosol cans upside down in my cabinet. Kind of a weird thing, but it works. So, cutting in. Not bad, no runs. And then we'll hold it from the corner and do the main field of battle here. Also hitting in our cut-in areas again. Not bad. Can y'all see that? All right. So this is a smaller piece, but I have something to hold on to. But I'm going to cut in this way, then that way, then that way, then that way. Kind of both angles. See? Back and forth. And this is the secret to making it look NOS. That was a funny title. Professional like NOS results. This will look very, very good. So, but I'm just going to do one coat on the insides, but I will be doing 2 coats on the outside portions. So, this is the console lid. Now, if you remember, I plugged these with some epoxy. Well, that epoxy's still tacky. You could paint over epoxy. That's fine. You can see it's still tacky. And I'll just remember where the holes are with the fittings. But I did this one last night, and I rebuilt that hinge using the epoxy on, but it's kind of like stitch welding. But here we go. Cut in, cut in, cut in, cut in, cut in, cut in, cut in. And you know, this is a visible spot because the console's moved, especially when the cops pull me over and ask me what's in the console hood, man. Top. And then little teaspoons on it, so to speak. And I know I put a fingerprint on there, somebody software. Okay, so I'm gonna put the lid over here. Can you all see that lid? Let me move the camera there. There we go. Another friendly shake for color consistency. Cut in, cut in, cut in, cut in, cut in. And then big wide fan strokes back and forth. It's good to get in a rhythm with your whole body when aerosol painting because it gives you kind of a fit, form, and function flow. You just stand here and go back and forth. Not to be even, man. It's like playing a guitar or, you know, something like that. Not bad. Make sure I hit the cut-in areas again. They were pretty worn out and chapped. You know, people step on this thing, kids and hockey gear and all that crap. Okay. Fumey stuff. Good night. Stuff's fumey. It's already dry on the bottom, which is cool. Now, these are good pieces to show you what to do because they have some cutting in. You know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. You know the bottom. So, cut in, miscoats, cut in, cut in. It takes practice, but you know, practice on your something else. You know, first. That's why I did practice on the insides first, like I showed you, and then that'll give you a little better feel. This is Black Angels, El Jardin. This is their new album and song. So you're going to see them October 15th at DC. Like this. Miscoats, cut in. Few shit. Miscoats, cut in. The steering column is a good piece to practice on too, clamshell, because it's not really out in the open. That console, I'll save them for last because I'll be warmed up, you know? If there's a run, that right there pisses me off. But I'm trying to do a sort of a T10 professor lesson, and you know, multitasking, doing instructions and doing this is a new thing. So mistakes happen. That could be hand sanded out, but it's gonna have to be left to dry. So I'm not gonna F with it anymore. But yeah, see, look, I missed this side. Long fan strokes now. You my friend. And then lastly, the cup holder. Now, because it doesn't have that other side, puts a spray side, spray side, spray side, there's no work going on back there. So you gotta kind of think about it. You have parts like that that are, we'll say, three-sided. So we already cut in again, I'll cut it again. Fan strokes. We know not to put too much on. This brush stuff probably has a lot of solids in it, and that's why it's more susceptible to running. Fumes have almost gotten me. I had to get some air earlier. Cheese and rice so bad. Okay. Now, think about this a second. It's good to take 5. How the hell am I going to do that? I haven't cut anything in yet with paint. So, I'll go over in my head. I got a pointer here. I'm going to have to cut in this box. And I'll have to cut in the inside of the box first. Because if I start laying fans on it, it's going to want to dribble in and have runs. And yeah, you know, details matter. I'm going to do the underside for one particular reason. There's metal brackets here, and you see how they flash and rust, so maybe just do that. But this is good practice, but good measure. Nobody wants corrosion and rust in their Land Cruiser. Sure it's not on me. So. But I'm not going to paint the whole thing. I'm going to paint over the epoxy to seal it, even though it's still tacky. It'll seal. So, and then paint over that epoxy up there. So, and then the crack. The crack we I will avoid painting that crack because I'm going to have to sand that right there. Even though the epoxy's dry. Actually, I've got to sand it now because that was cured from last night. This green Scotch-Brite, I bet Scotch-Brite takes it right down. Look at that. Scotch-Brite won't hurt the rest of the plastic either. It'll leave it nice and smooth. I got a bit of a gap there. Well, I'm going to paint it anyway, and I can come back to the epoxy, but this is below grade. We'll have to see how it looks once it's filled in, but Scotch-Brite's the way to go. No sanding tracks, you know. Oh, can you take these out? No. This will create a paint run. These hooks, how am I going to deal with them? See the hooks there? I don't know if they come out. Do I want to take them out? They come out of those little holes. You know what? I'm not effing around with the hooks, man. That's just gonna crack the console. They didn't fall out so far, so I'm gonna leave them there. I just have to be careful because the paint will cling on them like and make like an icicle, like a stalactite will go down. So that's a big red flag. But this didn't come out that bad. See how it's smooth? This needs to be filled a little bit more with the epoxy, but you always go light on the epoxy, not too much. So, and I still have about 1/3 of a can left, so that's pretty good. I see a dry spot on the lid of the console, so I'm going to hit that again, the flat spot. It's good to have a little extra paint on flat surfaces, because that's a durability spot, you know? Then put your arm on there and stuff. Alright, so here we go. Hard run. Alright, cut in inside. I'll probably cut in twice inside because the fumes are really getting strong. Okay, that's my comfort zone there. So I can grab this by these switch knockouts. And I'm going to plan how I'm going to rotate this now. So I'll probably grab it here by a switch knockout and go down. This is my spray booth. So here we go. Remember, we're doing several coats, you know. So not really any cutting in here. Hope I'm not blocking the view, but this is the carved up and dealt. Cutting around the opening. Avoid the tabs. Actually, I need a light. That's gonna look so good. It will look NOS. Think like a feather. This console, I'll put 3 coats on it. There's no way 2 coats. This is the side box of the console where the seatbelt buckets go and stuff. So, all right. Now we're gonna turn it. We're gonna turn and burn. Another one on the side. But go with the original plan. Now, all this is cut-in territory, and I'm going to take the tape away from the switch knockout so it doesn't form a puddle. That's kind of important. Okay, here we go. Cut in. Cut in. Cut in. And I'm satisfied with that. I'm not going to take it past that. I'll hit the rims again because they were pretty beat up. If you remember the pre-photos, they were scuffed and stuff. So they can use a little extra meat up there. But that's all I got with the fumes. We'll be back.